Hey, what's up? A New York Rat here. That name kind of blows, but it's whatever. I am back. Mining for Answers, episode 3. Wow, it has been a long time since the last one. I think, about 9 months around? Or 6? Whatever the amount of time it is. It is truly a special occasion today. Happy Easter to everyone. Hopefully I get it out on Easter. It shouldn't take too long. Well, this is definitely a new style. If you can't already tell, I am not actually playing this time. This is not me playing at this while talking. Reason being, it's just, I'm trying it out. It's something new. So I'm going to see how this works out, how I feel when I'm editing this. And hopefully the idea is to allow myself to just speak more smoothly. If you couldn't already notice, playing a game and also trying to have a full-on conversation with myself like a schizophrenic turns out to be a lot more difficult and stressful. I don't know why. It just is. So I'm seeing if maybe I could try an alternative technique of pre-recording the gameplay and then just talking over it. Wow, so much easier. It allows me to focus on the real meat and bones of what we are discussing, which is, questions. And I'm answering while mining in Minecraft. Woohoo! Oh yeah, and this is all completely unscripted. I also have in the works a few videos that are scripted, so keep in tune for those. They're not going to be Minecraft related. I don't want to be considered a Minecraft YouTuber, despite me having one of my main series being primarily me playing Minecraft. But as you see now, I'm trying to just have it so I'm talking over it. I don't want to get lost and have it turn into just gameplay with slight conversation. All right. Now that the intro's out of the way, I think we're in due process for some questions. So, up first, by the user Fubai97B. They say even when pizza is bad, it's still pretty good. What food is the opposite and has the wildest swing between good and bad? Jeez. Pizza, even at the bare minimum, can still be enjoyed, but I don't think it's a very exciting experience when I get a very thin slice of cold and pizza. I actually, you know what? Second thought, I think I disagree with this notion that even pizza can be good, or even, the worst kind of pizza is enjoyable. I don't think so. I've had some of the worst pizza out there, I think, and it is just not enjoyable. I've had a few bites and I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I can't name it off the top of my head, but most of what comes to mind is definitely elementary school pizza parties. Those just had the worst kind of pizza. They give you a really thin slice, and on top of that, more often than not, it was pretty cold, just not good sauce. Of course, this all is partly, it's because of the place that we ordered from, or the teacher ordered from, more specifically. I'm not taking the blame for that, because definitely the teacher had the, made the poor choice of ordering from whatever godforsaken Tony's Pizza was was near. I'm just saying Tony's because that's the placeholder name for the majority of pizza places. Anyways, now, what food is the opposite and has the wildest swing between good and bad? That is truly tough. I guess what comes to mind would have to be Macaroni and cheese. I don't know why I think macaroni and cheese. It's weird. I've just compared, like, when you eat a box of Kraft mac and cheese or Velveeta, specifically, actually, yeah, no. Kraft mac and cheese is decent. It's okay. It's pretty much the junk food of mac and cheese. And mac and cheese is already terrible for you as is. So, Velveeta shell Kraft, Velveeta shell mac and cheese, I think, is by far the worst. It is literally just cheese mush. And especially the fact that it's extremely salty. I don't like how salty it is at all. It's something that really just irks my nerves whenever my family makes it. And they're like, oh, it's mac and cheese. I'm like, that is a disgrace to what mac and cheese really is. But when I get a nice homemade 3 to 5 cheese mac and cheese with that crispy brown golden crust on top with breadcrumbs and seasoned, it is just mouth-wateringly so good. I can't get enough of how good baked mac and cheese can be. The potential of it is truly almost limitless. But to really get the best mac and cheese, you need the perfect chef for that, because it is hard to reach that level where mac and cheese is something that everyone is tearing up at the party. It's either the mac and cheese is so bad that nobody wants it and it's the, leftover that is just sitting in the fridge after Thanksgiving for a week or two, or it's gone in the first hour of it being set on the table at Thanksgiving dinner. I don't know why Thanksgiving comes to mind. It's just, that's the main occasion where mac and cheese is made. I don't really eat mac and cheese outside of Thanksgiving anymore. So I can't really say. All right, next question. What's the first game you spent hundreds of hours on? Oh, I like this one. This is really good. So there's a lot of interesting and amazing games that I've played over the years. But what was the first? Because I've definitely spent my fair share of hours, hundreds of hours on games. The first one that I truly just devoted, just almost every day of my life playing when I was younger. I think it'd have to be probably between Super Mario Galaxy 2 or Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Two very amazing, phenomenal games. Black Ops 3 is more polarizing because there's a lot of people who like more of the boots on the ground style of Call of Duty, and I think it's great. I love the amazing movement. It's so fluid, being able to wall run. Keep in mind, both of these games I've definitely had hundreds, at bare minimum, 100 plus hours on. Super Mario Galaxy 2, growing up, was my main staple game of my childhood on the Wii. I absolutely played so much of it. It was outstanding. I just couldn't get enough. I have a really, there's a funny thing I did while playing this game. So with my Wii remote, I never had enough batteries to keep playing the game for hours upon hours. But my father had shown me this trick where if I take, after the batteries die in the Wii remote, I could take them out, put them in the freezer, wait about 5 minutes, take them back out, put them back in, and all of a sudden, the batteries would start to work again, just for a little bit, like 3 to 4 minutes. And for some reason, it just kept working. I don't know if it was the type of battery I had, or maybe it was, I couldn't even explain this phenomenon, but it allowed me to keep playing And that's what I would end up doing when I was playing Super Mario Galaxy sometimes, where I'd spend a few hours playing, the batteries would die, and then now it turns into a sort of hot potato game of me quickly running with the batteries over to the freezer, tossing them in there, waiting for 5 minutes, taking them out, running back over and putting my controller, and just start playing through Super Mario Galaxy 2 as fast as I could before my batteries would die. It was such a stupid thing that I did, but I just, that's how good Super Mario Galaxy 2 was for me, and just how much time I put in. So let alone the extra hours of me also just me, you know, running back and forth, putting my batteries in the freezer was such a, goofy, but also time-consuming experience. Black Ops 3 was around the time when I was in, I think 13, and 14 maybe. Around like 2016, 2017, where I would truly start doing hardcore grinding for that game. I absolutely played the hell out of it. I also could attest to this being due to me having tons of friends who were playing the game at the time, and it was just such a fun experience. So I would say between those two, I couldn't say one specifically because those were pretty much two different points in my life where pretty much 10 years old and, 12 years old and younger, I was only playing exclusively Wii console games and Wii U console games. And then 13 or 14, I got my Xbox One, and that's when I just started playing a lot of Xbox games. So yeah, alright, next question. You've been stabbed. What's the first thing you are saying? First thing I'm saying, ah! I've been stabbed! Ow! 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 How dare you stab me! Ah, that hurts. That's pretty much the only thing I could come up with. How do you even expect someone to be like, hey, screw you for stabbing me. That's a real, you're a real ass for that. I don't even know. At that point, I would just probably start, keeling over in pain because I've been stabbed. It's not like all of a sudden I'm just going to enter into a fit of rage and start attacking the person. I don't know. This one, all right, that's whatever. Let's move on. What is your response to "you're weird"? Oh, how many times has this come up in my life? If I could, get a nickel for every single time in my life I've been called weird, I'd probably have around maybe like $5 to $10. But that's besides the point. Enough so that I can remember a few of the occasions or interactions where people have said that. I'm not going to get specifically into them, but what I could say is that a lot of the times of what I would actually say would just be, "Yep, that's how I am," and I'd just be like, "Deal with it." I wouldn't say deal with it, or I would just generally agree with them, either condescending or just full-heartedly, because yeah, I get it. I'm a weirdo. There's no other way around it. I think even just the kind of content that I post shows just how much of a weirdo I truly am. So yeah, I think that's pretty accurate. If what I wish I could say, I would just like, after they say, "Oh, you're so weird," I'd be, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," and just try to like scare them or something, I think that's the only thing I could do. Yeah, I guess. All right. Next question. What food do you refuse to eat no matter what? Easy. Octopus. I can't eat octopus. I just don't know. Something about it's so nasty. Look, I love seafood. I pretty much would eat anything in the ocean except for octopus. Something about it is just so icky and nasty to me, and I don't like how slimy it is. Just, ugh. it's something that I've hated since I was a kid. Just, and the smell is just disgusting. It makes me want to hurl. It's awful. I truly don't get how people can enjoy octopus. I get it. It's more of a delicacy, but it's not a main staple in a meal. I don't think it should be, or ever will be. But that's just, you know, that's just my opinion. Now, anything else? Probably, if I was talking to 10-year-old me, I would have said catfish, because really funny thing that happened to me when I was younger. My mother was making, she was cooking catfish for dinner one day, and I guess this was the first time, or because she was boiling it and she had all the windows closed, so the smell was just, you know, spreading out throughout the entire house. But I walked into the kitchen and I caught a whiff of that catfish, and it genuinely made me nauseous and almost throw up. And surprisingly, I ended up getting sick for a few days after that. I didn't even go to school the next day because of how sick it made me. That is insane, just how bad that catfish smelled to me. And now I love catfish. Wow, so ironic, right? I don't know, it's just something that kind of happened as I got older. I tried out new things. I'm less picky, and stinky smells don't bother me as much, as weird as that sounds. I guess more specifically seafood smells, because before seafood does reek, let's be honest. It doesn't smell good. I don't think any regular human being smells, you know, a fish and goes, this smells good. Nobody does that. Nobody does. It's just something where the actual flavor of it tastes better, and that leads to us being like, oh yeah, it smells bad, but it tastes so good, so get used to the smell. So, yeah. Alright, the next question. What's a sound that gives you instant rage? Okay. Instant rage. You know what? I think I'd have to go with babies crying. Genuinely, something that pisses me off. I don't know what it is, but hearing a baby cry or moan and whine and, you know, also just scream on the top of their lungs, it just makes me so mad. I don't know why. I really don't know why. It's just something I've really hated ever since I was little, and I still hate it now. It's just so mind-numbingly annoying to me. And genuinely, I want to leave the area as soon as someone's baby starts crying or screaming. It is that annoying to me. Seriously, I am not joking. Oh, if you ever see me around in real life and you have a baby, just let me know so I can go and buy some earplugs, because I cannot be bothered. All right, next question. What's something that instantly brings you to tears? I have no soul. Let's move on. What's something that you think is underhated? Oh, I love this one. I love to hate. One of my favorite pastimes. Hating. Okay, now, what can I say is not being hated enough? Pokemon games, for one. Biggest goddamn gaming market in the industry. Not just gaming, but also phenomenon. Right, Pokemon needs to be hated more, to be honest. Another thing that needs to be hated more, Fortnite. Fortnite sucks. I don't like it. Okay, what's something that's oh, yeah. People leaving things in spots where they're not supposed to be. Like incorrectly placing a broom from its usual spot. That is something that truly deserves more hatred, because it pisses me off so much. I don't know why. Tell me, why do you know, you know where like, you know, the salt and pepper is supposed to be. It's supposed to be on the table. So why do you leave it in the living room on the table? Not on the dining room table. It's just, oh, it just makes my blood boil. I can't get enough of it. It's just horrible. Ugh. That is something that needs to be hated more. We need to actually scold people whenever it happens. Even in public, even if we're not related or friends at all. You're like, why? Just please, place it somewhere else. Place it in the correct spot. Don't leave the ketchup bottle on the floor. You know it's not supposed to be on the floor, right? Oh, next question. What's your favorite word to use instead of a curse word? Easy. What the freak? What? What the freak is wrong with you? I also like dang. Dang's pretty good. Dang's one of my favorites. Another word that I like to use in replacement. Maybe fiddlesticks? Not so much. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna settle on freak and dang. I use those quite often. My personal favorites. I'm really trying to improve on, I guess, like, self-censoring myself, because I do have a habit of just cursing a lot more. It's not like a huge issue. When I'm really pissed off about something, I'm really passionate, I'll curse, it's fine. But I do like to have replacement words for curse words, because it just makes it sound more funny to me in its own weird way. So I guess that's why. But alright, next question. What's your favorite drink? I feel like this question really changes for me from day to day, week to week, or even month to month, depending on what drink I land on that I really like. But as of late, I've really enjoyed this seltzer water brand called Liquid Death. I know, it sounds really bad, and also the design art for the can makes it look like a beer, but it's actually just seltzer water, and I love that because it's kind of playing into itself, where it looks super ominous and unhealthy for you, but it's actually just some of the most delectable, nourishing seltzer water one can ever drink. I absolutely love this, especially the mango flavor and the lemon/lime flavor, I believe. Just the lime. Those two are so good. And for seltzer waters, they're not nearly as bitter. I am a seltzer water fanatic, so finding good seltzers is really hard to do. But Liquid Death has only came out recently in America, I believe, or within the past couple of years. But I found out about it last year, and ever since then I've just been on a manhunt to find, or a treasure hunt to find all the different flavors. I've tried about 5 or 6 of them now, I think. I've tried the lime flavor, the mango flavor, the berry flavor, also I think like the mystery flavor. I don't remember all of them. I have to look them up. But they're just really good. I'm really into Liquid Death right now. It's probably going to change in the next couple of months, I think. But that's what I'm feeling right now. All right, next question. You are a DJ plus object to your right. What is your name? DJ Box. There's just a box next to me. So I guess I'm DJ Box. Yeah, I guess that's what my DJ name is now. Yo, my name is DJ Box. That was a terrible sound. Okay, yeah, ignore me. Next question. And I do believe this is our last question, actually. So, we're gonna wrap this up. You were born exactly 100 years earlier. The year is now 1925. What are you up to now? Okay, well, well, it's not exactly a year. 1925. I do remember the post that I pulled this from. It would be 1905. It'd be 1905 for me. So I'd actually probably be screwed because I think around that time they still had child workers. So I might potentially be screwed over. And especially in New Jersey, you know, the part of the, I don't know, I don't think I'd be doing too well. I don't think I'd be doing too hot. So 1905 is when I'd be born, and then 1915 be around 10 years old. So I'll just give or take. I mean, the World War I's about to be, you know, about to get, it's pretty much already happening at that time. But in America, did we join in that already? I couldn't say. But anyways, I'd probably be working in a factory, which would be awesome. It'd be a unique experience, but I'd probably end up dying because my hand would get trapped in a nailing machine, or also ripped off by a giant steam-powered machine. So I think it's all in all a fantastic experience. Though I'm definitely dying or contracting some sort of bronchitis or lung disease due to the you know, the working conditions I'd be in. But I don't know, I think a 10 out of 10 experience that I'd definitely do it again. But yeah, all right. That's pretty much the last question. I wrapped it up on a hypothetical. I really do like to end it on a more whimsical note. But that's pretty much going to be it. This might end up being a shorter video. This one's going to be a bit more just chopped up and more edited than the last one. So let me know in the comments if you prefer the original style or this newer pre-recorded style, because I do kind of like this way better. The only annoying part right now is that I'm currently having wearing a blanket over my head in order to not have my microphone sound nearly as or have my room not sound nearly as empty. You don't hear my voice echoing around the room. But anyways, let me know. I also did see in the last couple of last two videos that some people were requesting for viewer comments. I think it was one or two people. But anyways, if you do have some questions for me to answer, and there's enough, I think I'll start doing some viewer comments, and you can ask for my opinion on those. And I'd be more than interested and more than happy to actually engage with you all. So let me know. Write your comments down below. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. I really appreciate all the support on the last two videos. I truly felt like those were something that put me out of my comfort zone initially. But now I'm just having such a blast with it because it's a bit more easier for me to just kind of sit down and talk. Versus having to try a bit harder to make gameplay while watching a video, you know, while playing, just commentary while playing a game. A bit difficult, but having these questions here, it makes it all the more worthwhile. So, yeah, that's gonna be it. I will catch you all later. Bye!